Are you struggling with complicated Excel formulas? Do you find it challenging to combine multiple formulas or calculate averages? Say goodbye to those frustrating moments and hello to ChatGPT. ChatGPT can help you write any formula you need, freeing you from the stress and time-consuming task of manual formula writing. With that said, let's put it to test. In this video, we will cover scenarios such as how to get the top 3 highest values from a column in one cell. Once we get the top 3 values, we would like to get the product name for it as well from a different column. How to split a cell with pipe to their individual columns using formulas. Calculate average of a column where it excludes cells with 0 as value as it skews the results. Calculate the sum of a column where payment column is not blank. So let's jump right into it. For our sample data set, we have a typical supermarket sales data where one line represents one transaction. For our first question, we want to ask ChatGPT to give us top 3 values in column A, assuming it's a numeric column. We will apply this formula to rating column, which is column L here. We will simply modify the column letters, which is very easy. Stick with me to find out. So let's move over to ChatGPT. So our first question is, write me an Excel formula that gives me top 3 values in column A. Values are numeric. So it gives me 3 separate formulas for 3 different cells. So we ask it again, can I get top 3 values in same cell concatenated with pipe? And it gives us a generic formula and also says that you can concatenate different formulas and functions with an AND operator. It gives us the formula. So let's copy paste this. Keep in mind that we have to apply this to column L. So let's just modify this, paste this in a notepad, and we do Control H for find and replace. And for A through A, we will just say L through L. Click on replace all, and that's it. Let's copy and paste this in our first question, which is says top 3 ratings, and we have our top 3 ratings. Now we can double check this by filtering and scrolling down, and we can see that the top 3 ratings are 9.8, 9.9 and 10, which is what the formula is returning us, and it is correct. Now what if we want to pull the related product line for these 3 values as well? Let's go back to ChatGPT and ask it. So my next question is, get me top 3 values from column A and the related values from column B as a formula. And this is the complicated formula it gives me. So keep in mind that the column A is corresponding to column L, which is our rating column, and the related column we need is the product line, which is column E. Column A will be replaced with column L, so let's do that. Control H, paste all, and the column B will be replaced with column E. That done, let's copy and paste this and see if our formula is correct. Right, so formula looks good. Let me just add a space here with a comma so it looks a bit presentable. As you can see, very simple. We can quickly verify this by filtering the last 3 ratings or changing the sort by the highest rating. So let me say sort largest to smallest, and this should bring the highest value on the top. So we can see that these are the 3 highest rating values, 10, 9.9 and 9.8. And we have the related product line from here. For 10 we have electronic accessories, same for 9.9, and for 9.8 we have home and lifestyle, which is correct as well. For our next example, we want to split the values in key column into their own individual 3 columns. So let's get back to ChatGPT and ask it. So I ask it that I want a formula to split the value in this format into their own individual 3 columns, and this is the complicated 3 formulas it gives me. Alright, so let's copy paste these formulas in a notepad, go back to our Excel file, and first thing we will do is we need to add 3 new columns. Now the cell we need to split is column F. It has 3 pipes, so it will be split into 3 columns. So let's replace A1 with F2 where our first cell value is. So I'm just going to quickly remove this from here. Control H and select A1, replace with F2, click on replace all, and we have our 3 formulas. So let's copy and paste these in their individual column. That is done. Let's copy and paste the formulas in all of the rows. Okay, so now it's pasted till the end of the row, till the last row, and we can see that the 3 columns have correct values. Now imagine if you had to write these formulas yourself. It would have taken a lot of time and effort. You can take a look at these 3 values here. So matches up the values in these columns. Let me group and hide these 3 columns. Shortcut for grouping is to select multiple columns and press Alt A G G separately. Then select any column within the grouping and do Alt A H separately to hide the group columns. To ungroup, select the columns with grouping. So for example, I will select from here to here. Right click, click on unhide, and this will unhide the grouped columns. Alright, on to our next question. For our next question, we want to calculate average of a total column, which is the column here, but only for rows where the value is greater than 0. So you can see that we have some cells where the value is equal to 0. So let's ask it, and the question is, use Excel average and calculate average where cell value is greater than 0. So it's telling us that we can use average if, and gives us below formula. And also tells us that we can use average ifs if we have multiple average criteria. So let me copy and paste this, put in our Excel file. I'm going to change the A1 through A10 to J through J because that is our range for calculating the average. Click on OK, and we have our average as 339.72. We can verify this by filtering out the 0 values and then selecting the column, and you can see below here it says 339.72, which is what our formula is giving us. Now let's do an average without the condition and see for comparison. So I'm going to say average, and I'm going to select all of this column, and we see that our average is 197. Averages are usually calculated with ignoring zero. As you can see, including zeros skews the result a lot. For our last example, we will calculate a sum of total column, which is here, and exclude rows where the payment type is blank. So as you can see in the filter option, we have some cells or rows where the payment type is blank. If I filter, we can see that we have some rows where payment option is missing. We want to sum up all of those rows where the payment option is not missing. Over to ChatGPT, and our next question is create an Excel sum formula to sum column A values but only rows where column B has non-blank cell, and this is the formula it gives me. It also says that we can use sum ifs if we have multiple criteria. Let's add it here. A helpful trick when editing the formula is to remove the equal sign. Click on enter, and you can see that it just pastes it as text, and you can easily edit and then add equal sign when you're ready. So keep in mind that A1 through A10 is our sum range. It's telling us third argument is range, which is the column that we want to sum. B1 through B10 is our criteria range, and not equal to sign is our criteria. So sum range will become J through J, the total column we want to add up. Our criteria range will be column K through K, which is the payment type, and this will remain the same. Let's click on enter, and we can see it gives us 190,585. Let's cross check it. Let's filter out blanks and check total. All right, so it seems that we have 187,300. Seems like, so it appears that ChatGPT is giving us incorrect answer. So let me ask it again. So I ask it again that this formula does not ignore the blank values when doing a sum. Please fix it for me. So the formula it's giving me is something different. So I am going to ask it again. For clarification, I want sum of column A values for only rows where column B has non-empty cell. So it's giving me the same formula again. So let's head over to our trusted friend Google and search Excel not equal to blank in SUMIF. Google search is telling us that the double quotes represents a blank cell in SUMIF, and we can use the operator not equal to, which means not equal to blank. So it means that this value should be used instead of what ChatGPT is telling us, which is this whole value here. So technically ChatGPT is correct because this one from here to here means not equal to, and this one means blank. But for SUMIF formula, we just use this right here selected portion, which acts as not equal to sign. So let's test it in our Excel, see if it's correct. Our result should be equal to 187,300. Right, so as per Google, this is the not equal to sign we need, and sure enough, we can see that this is pulling us the correct results. So I head back to ChatGPT and tell it that this is the not equal sign, and that is the correct formula, which says that yes, this is correct. The formula is below. So keep in mind that sometimes ChatGPT does give you incorrect answers, so you always have to test it and research it at your end as well. Right, so as a bonus, we will also calculate sum of total where payment column has a blank value. So we'll just copy and paste this, and instead of not equal, we will just select the criteria for equal to blank, and this gives us 3285, which if we select the blank values, the total should be equal to that, which is 3285.13, and it is correct here as well. Alright, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.